Hello everyone, thanks for joining. This is the review for the Transformers Prime Beast Hunter Cyberverse Arachnid figure. Now I have to say already, I love this figure. I mean, she's tiny, absolutely tiny, but awesome. Having bought the deluxe, foolishly, and now it just sort of sits on my shelf because I'm a bit of a completist, the deluxe is so bad. It's so bad. Those of you who have it know just it's terrible. But this kind of makes up for it, believe it or not. If you don't collect Cyberverse, it's almost a novelty because she's that little. So let's take a look at her. So she comes with this hunter bow weapon, which I've seen come with a couple of other figures, and it's awful. The weapon is absolutely awful. She can hold it, kind of, if you really sort of force it in there. But it's like twice as big as she is. It doesn't really fit well with the character. You can put it in that way. That's the only way she can carry it, unless she like has a pickaxe, or you want to put it on her shoulder. Some of the stock photos had her helicopter spider legs on her arm, which I thought kind of detracted from the figure because I didn't want spinning blade arm, not after Fall of Cybertron Vortex. But she's just got a peg slot there, so you can unpeg it there. And she has a peg slot in her forearm. She can hold it in her hand, which is weird, but you can peg it in there if you really want. So if you want her to have that, my legs are growing out of my arm look, there you go, you can manage that. But it looks great. For transformation, I'll leave it off. Transformation is simple and yet satisfying. It's pretty satisfying. Okay, so first thing you do is you bring back this section. So you can lift her head up. Her head kind of goes into the nose cone. The nose cone doesn't go any further back. Jams up, there's no way to bend it any further back than that, so it's like she's got kind of a cowl or a hood. But you can bring it back and then just drop the nose cone down into place, and it covers that section up. Here, her arms, she's got some range there. You want to push them back so they kind of slot in, and they go right under. Okay, so they slot in, go right under. So same thing on this side. It's right in here, and you just push back. Come on. And under. Okay. Legs, very straightforward. She does have some knee movement, not a lot. Not a lot, just a little bit. But keep them straight, bring them up. You're going to have to adjust them ever so slightly in. And then she has pegs on the inside of her legs. So you can just squeeze those together like so, and then bring down this flap, it'll clip into place. Same on this side, bring down the flap, you'll hear the click to know that it's in. Alright, there we go. And then just put her helicopter blade on top, and there you have Arachnid in helicopter mode. Blade spins really well. It's got a good spin to it. It's sleek. It's quite nice. But again, it's really, really small. Even for Cyberverse, it's kind of shocking. Like if we quickly bring in smokescreen here, you can see just how thin she is. Super thin. Even at his feet, there's just not much there. Like he really just kind of dominates her, which maybe she's into. You can store the blade. I mean, you can kind of poke it. There's a peg hole underneath, so you can put it. Just pop the rotor off. So you can kind of force it in, but it doesn't stay very well. And even if you did do that, it's just not going to sit right because you've got a giant helicopter blade thing there, and if you try to plug it into the side, you don't have the clearance. You try and use the side peg here and you plug it into the side, then the blades don't spin. It's pointless. Honestly, if you buy it, throw that away or give it to somebody else. On its own, sits up. It doesn't roll over, it doesn't fall over. Yeah, it's a pretty nice, simple figure. So just back to robot mode super quick. Bring the head back, and then you can tease her head out, and when you bring it forward, it just kind of, it will clip into her body. I probably just have to separate these. Side panel out, split her legs, and then bring her arms out and forward. Arms, come on. There we go. Yeah, once the arms are out, then you've got the clearance. You can just bring the whole top of the helicopter forward a little bit, and her head will just sort of rest there. She's got more paint in robot mode. She's got some gold here, purple on the belly. Her face is silver. There's some purple on the feet, silver on the cockpit, and of course the Decepticon symbol. Plug that into her back. These two pieces actually hold this in place, so it doesn't spin. So that's nice. It holds it and gives her arachnid look. And most importantly, unlike the deluxe, she stands on her own. Oh my god, I nearly had a heart attack. I couldn't believe it. A Transformers figure, a female figure that stands on her own. Pretty nice. Here she is next to the Viacon. So you can see about the same height. So she'd fit in well if you were commanding some Viacon forces, you know. If we bring in the drill here, she can be here commanding them, you know. So that suits that very well. And then we can bring in the big boss, Megatron. So side by side, she's quite small, but this actually kind of looks not far off from scale, actually. So she fits well next to Megatron. And also, here we have Dreadwing. So, actually, you know, in terms of bang for your buck, I almost find the best figures of the Transformers Prime line thus far have been the Cyberverse. I've got the Deluxes, I've got the Voyagers, but something about the Cyberverse, I mean, this Megatron is awesome, Dreadwing is awesome, and now Arachnid finally, I can't say enough positive things about. Great little figure. If you see her, pick her up. This has been the video review for Transformers Prime Cyberverse Arachnid.